How's she rippin'? It's Wombat, and I'm back with another review of Cho-Z Achilles Double O Dimension. This Beyblade's a balance type, and it comes with this super nice long LR launcher. And I believe it's the only thing that comes with that launcher, so that alone is pretty much a reason to get it. But I'll go into all of the parts right now. So first, the layer is Cho-Z Achilles, kind of like Cho-Z Spriggan and Cho-Z Valkyrie. It has these burst stoppers. It has these two, which don't really do anything, and then these two on the side, which I don't really know how to take out manually. But basically, this layer it was arguably one of the best attack layers before Judgment Joker came out. People tended to like it for burst attack. There were people who used it on bearing or some other combos just because you could launch it really hard and the burst stoppers would come out and supposedly prevent it from bursting, but that's not really the case, unfortunately. But it was decent at bursting things. It was okay at KOing things, I guess. I found Dead Hades to be better at KOing things. This was a little better at bursting them, I thought. But either way, it's outclassed by Judgment Joker in terms of attack, and Zwei Longinus as well. It's also, I think, lighter than most Judgment and Zwei combos. So, not really much of a reason to use it anymore compared to either of those other two bays. The teeth are alright. People say they're bad, but I thought they were just okay. It only has 3 teeth. Kind of like some other Beyblades, but it was a good layer when it came out for attack. It's just attack wasn't very good, and Judgment and Zwei are just so much better that it's not really worth using anymore. The disc is Double O, which has the potential to be the heaviest core disc in the game still, meaning one that can take a frame. I think without the core disc, Sting is the heaviest at like 28.5 or something along the lines of that, but the official weight for Double O is 25 grams. They can weigh anywhere from like 21 point something to 25.6 or 0.8 is the highest one I've ever seen recorded. And that sold for like, what, 8,000 yen or something ridiculous like that. That's like $80 for a disc. But most of them I found are in like the 24 gram range. So a little bit heavier than 0 or 7 or 10. If you put Wall in it, it will be still, I think, the heaviest disc in the game, and because of that, it's become like one of the most popular discs to use, just because it's the heaviest. People use it on like Perfect Phoenix, Double O Cross Extend Plus, or Hell Salamander, Balkesh B3, Cho-Z Spriggan, Double O Wall Bearing. Although, I'm not like totally sold on it quite yet. I think that like the more oval shape compared to something like 0 or 7 throws off the weight distribution a bit. It's great for like Dead Hades, and if it would actually like stick tightly on Judgment Joker, like Blitz, or most of the painted discs, like the painted Zenith or the painted Zero, it would be good for that too, because it lines up pretty well with the layer. Puts the weight behind the right contact points. But I found it to burst a little bit more. Like, when I used Hell Salamander Double O Wall Bearing, it was bursting like significantly more than if I was just using a 0 wall or even like 0 lift. I don't know why, if just wall or like the small weight increase from wall and Double 0 just pushes it over the edge, some threshold of physical force that will make it burst easier, but these just seem to make things burst easier, kind of like 10. It seems to have better stamina than 0 and 7 though, so that's worth something. Not sure if it has better stamina than 10, but I also found 10 to burst more than 7. But overall, it's the disc to use for the most part if you need to put a frame on something. 0, 7, and 10 are also like alternatives for it, but overall pretty good disc if you have like one that weighs a decent amount of weight. And then finally the driver is Dimension. It has this, basically how it works is you twist this thing on the bottom and it will change heights, and this spike tip is supposed to like pop out and become like a rubber spike, but I think mine might be defective because that doesn't really happen. On mine, it's only ever out when it's in like the shortest mode here. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, the spike is only ever out for me in like the shortest mode. I personally don't like Dimension. Mine, I don't know if it's because mine might be defective, but I find that like when you launch it, even if you launch it in the rubber spike mode, it will go out of control in tornado stall and self KO. And even if it doesn't even stay, it might not even stay in that mode. It has a tendency to just like change modes and like twist up or twist down, and that makes it kind of like too inconsistent to be effective, in my opinion. Though I've noticed like a lot of other people like it. Someone in Canada used to get 3rd place, I think, recently. Laser Beams likes it a lot. He uses it on Zwei and Victory Valkyrie because the shortest mode gives them some upper attack. There are a few other people that like Dimension, so I don't think it's like completely. I don't think I can completely write it off because there's other people that say it's good, but I personally haven't had a lot of success with it because it seems inconsistent for me. Either way, Dimension's outclassed by Dimension Dash, which, if it's not out already, will be coming out pretty soon with Lord Spriggan. So that's probably worth getting instead if you like Dimension. Oops. So overall, Cho-Z Achilles, I'm not even too sure if it was a must-buy to begin with, just because, like, the layer was kind of good for attack, but that wasn't saying a lot since it wasn't really good enough to deal with some things like Archer Hercules or Hell Salamander or Perfect Phoenix all that consistently. Like, no attack type was unanimously that good until Judgment Joker came out. The double O disc is nice. Dimension was... Some people think it's okay, but it's outclassed by Dimension Dash at this point. Double O also comes with Judgment Joker, which is a much better attack type than Cho-Z Achilles. So, I think the only thing Cho-Z Achilles really has going for it over Judgment Joker, and that one Lord Spriggan set now, is the launcher, actually, which is the long LR launcher. And, well, I can't claim to know the future. I feel like that will probably get its own independent re-release sometime soon. But I could be wrong about that. So if not, try to see if you can get the launcher separately, or pick up another Cho-Z Achilles, see if you get like a super heavy double O. This also tends to wear down a bit, kind of like Judgment Joker, so you probably won't have, if you get a bunch of those, you'll probably have enough double O's. But honestly, the only reason to get Cho-Z Achilles over Judgment Joker and the Lord Spriggan set at this point is for the launcher, which is a pretty good launcher, admittedly, so it might still be worth getting. It's not the end of the Cho-Z series. There's still like 2 or 3 more left, but yeah, this has been the review of Cho-Z Achilles, and I will see you guys next time.